Hello, everyone. I promised my Patreon supporters that I would do a video that's just about my vision statement. So this is what this video is. Um, and yeah, in my day job, I work in marketing. And so I spend a lot of time talking and interacting with clients who are interested in their strategy and their key performance indicators and what their vision is for their company and their goals. And honestly, I hadn't thought about applying those same principles to my own writing and to my own writing career, but this past year really got me thinking about really what I need to do to kind of keep myself focused with what I'm writing and what my goals are. And so, yes, I have created a vision statement. Now, because I am just one individual and not a giant corporation, I am under no obligation to hold on to my vision statement. I can revise, edit, change it whenever I want. But we'll just say that this vision statement hopefully will stand the test of time. And I wanted to walk you through it. Normally, a vision statement like this is something that you would just kind of keep for yourself. Maybe you'd tape it up on your computer so you could look at it while you're working. Maybe when you're developing your goals for the year, you might measure it against what your vision statement is. But I thought I would share it for you just so you could kind of get an idea of where I'm coming from. My vision statement starts off very simply: to write. Now, this isn't the entirety. There we go. This isn't the entirety of my vision statement, but it starts with these two words because my ultimate objective is to write. If I'm not writing, then something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. My goal is not to market, it's not to sell, it's not to, publish. All of those things are nice and they certainly are important parts of the creative and writing process. But at the end of the day, I'm writing, and anything that helps facilitate and encourages me to keep writing and to improve my writing, we're on track. To write fantastic stories. Now, I will admit I had fun with a double meaning on the word fantastic, um, both referring to the genre. I write speculative fiction, which could include anything from science fiction to fantasy to even horror, anything that involves fantastical elements, a little bit of the unexplained, a little bit of the magical and mysterious. Those are the kind of stories that I write, and those are the stories that I really want to focus on going forward with my writing. Uh, but I'm also referring to the quality of my writing. I want my writing to be of a fantastic element that people will look at this and go, wow, this guy, this is a very well told story. So to write fantastic stories. But now let me give you the rest of the vision statement. To write fantastic stories that draw from a dark, weird, beautiful well of myth. Obviously, this last part I kind of need to unpack a little bit. To draw from the well, that's kind of the image that I'm pulling from, literally, is this idea that deep in the earth there is water, and I am throwing my bucket down and bringing it up, and that is what I'm doing when I'm writing. What am I pulling from? Uh, well, well, I want my stories to be dark. And when I say dark, I actually don't mean dark in the way that people usually mean that term, like when they're talking about grim, dark fantasy or something that's brutal, although my stories can be brutal. I don't mean something that is unhappy, although my stories can be unhappy at times, or unsettling, although it can be. Really, what I mean by dark is something that is um, it's shrouded in mystery. It's in the shadows. It is not clear at first glimpse. Sometimes there are stories that are written in the light where everything is obvious and everything is laid out for you. I want to put my stories in a place where the reader has to go into some dark place that they can't easily see their surroundings, and eventually they adjust to the darkness and are able to see. Um, and I want to take people into that place. The other thing is, I want my stories to be weird. Now, there's always a weirder writer out there. And so it can become sort of a vain effort to keep out weirding the weird because some of you are truly, truly out there. Uh, but what I mean is that with any story, I want to take it and say, okay, how can I do something that's unexpected? How can I do something that will that you haven't seen before, or something that is visually stunning and awe-inspiring in a way that really throws you off? So throw you into that dark cave, confuse you. These are the things that I want to do. But the last one, and I saved what in some ways is the most important one for last, is that I want it to be a beautiful story. Um, if you end my stories, if you finish reading my story and you don't feel some sense of the beauty, yeah, I'm getting tongue tied here. If you don't get some sense of the beauty of the human condition or beauty of the spirit of humankind, or something that really illuminates um, your senses in a way that really creates that sense of just majesty, then I feel like I've failed as a writer if I can't communicate those qualities. And so it's going to be dark, it's going to be weird, but it's going to be beautiful. And those are the things that when I'm writing, I really want to focus on. And then I talk about the well of myth. Now, myth can be a little bit of a loaded term, um, but what I mean by a myth is a story that has some fundamental quality to it, that it pulls from, I don't want to say timeless, because sometimes myths can be really rooted in their time and culture, um, but instead to say that there's some aspect of them that just feels um, rooted in something relatable. Um, I love when people read my stories and they say it feels like something that was pulled out of a fairy tale, because what they're feeling there is that well of myth that I am trying to communicate with people. This is a vision statement. It's something I'm shooting for. It's something I'm striving. Do I always achieve this? Probably not. Uh, but it's something that I keep close to me as I'm writing and as I'm working to make sure that my stories in some way and my work and my career as a writer in some way communicate this idea. So anyway, that is it for me. I hope you don't mind my ramblings too much. If you want more of this rambling, um, this is available for free on my Patreon account. You are more than welcome to join Patreon and watch more of these videos that I produce from time to time, and I share exclusively with my Patreon supporters. Anyway, that's that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later.